Well, John, we work with Governor Cuomo just like we work with governors across the country. He's also chair of the NGA, so he plays an important role in ensuring that we're coordinating closely and getting assistance out to people of his state and to states across the country. And we'll continue to do that. And there, of course, will be a process. The investigations, will leave that to others to determine, the appropriate law enforcement authorities to determine how that path is going to move as we look forward. But we are going to continue to work with a range of governors, including, of course, Governor Cuomo, because we think the people of New York, the people of states across the country need assistance, not just to get through the pandemic, but to get through this difficult economic time. And that's where our focus remains.
All right, but Jen, my question was, does President Biden still believe that Andrew Cuomo is the gold standard, represents the gold standard on leadership during this pandemic? Just a yes or no. Does he
well, John, the president... The president, well, it doesn't always have to be a yes or no answer, John. I think the president is focused on his goal, his objectives as president of the United States. He's going to continue to work with Governor Cuomo, just like he'll continue to work with governors across the country. And I'm not here to give new labels or names from the president. I'm here to communicate with you about what our focuses are and what his objectives are as president.
A lot of blather from Spaki Bomb. A lot of blather. And we all know what's going on here. She just doesn't want to say, okay, yeah, we pretended Cuomo was awesome because he was bashing Trump, but it turns out Cuomo was a COVID nightmare. And people died because he's a jerk, a bully, an idiot, and a liar. Those are the facts. But this White House, they were hugging Cuomo close. Hugging him nice and close because he was useful for what? Not for defeating COVID, not for saving lives, not for establishing better mechanisms at the state level for dealing with the virus in other places. No, not at all. He had the worst record, the worst decision making. He was useful for beating Donald Trump. My gosh, these Democrats, they were willing to pay a very heavy price in lives, in lies, in dignity, in honor. They were willing to sacrifice anything, really. What do you think they were unwilling to do so long as it was useful for defeating Donald Trump? Can you think of any lie they wouldn't tell? Do you think that it mattered that he was the commander-in-chief during this extreme circumstance of the pandemic? And would they put aside partisanship? Nope, they did not. They did not. But Jen Psaki won't say what's very... And look, Jonathan Karl, I give credit where it's due. He asked a real question. You ask a real question of this White House, it's, whoa, hold on a second, right? This was how Fake Tapper built his... Fake Tapper would ask one real question of the Obama administration of Jay Carney. And not like an attack question, but just one actual question that maybe the White House didn't really want to get into. He would do that, once every 3 months or so. And it was, oh, my gosh, look at him speaking truth to power. And then he would just go back to being a Democrat propagandist. So it was actually a useful tool. Right? The same way that conspiracy theorists have to use some truthful information and then they use all the bull crap around the truth. Ask journos. The corporate journals like to once in a while do the whole, look at me, I'm a journalist thing. So then they use that as a shield for the rest of the time when they're basically running information operations on behalf of the Democrat Party. And Fake Tapper is the best example of that I can think. I mean, there are many of them. There are many other examples. But a real question's a real question, and we'll see it as such. So ABC's Jonathan Karl asked a real question. Yay, he was a journalist for a day. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder what that feels like to not be like, gee, what's the hardest part about being the Biden administration and being so amazing and awesome? I'm just wondering what's the hardest part of being so awesome. White House knows. Cat's out of the bag, so to speak, on the Cuomo thing. They covered for him as long as they could, and he was useful for them. But now you're starting to see he's getting cut loose a little bit. He'll be fine because he did such a good job of brainwashing, MSNBC watching, CNN watching, New York Times reading, Democrats in New York, that they actually thought he was they liked him more throughout the pandemic. They thought he was doing a great job. His numbers have been high during all. We've known about the nursing home catastrophe since last May or June, something like that. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see this because this shouldn't really be about politics. This should be about what's best, what saves the most lives, what's best for the American people. But instead, it's about something else. It was always first and foremost about defeating Donald Trump. I mean, here's Cuomo himself. You know, he's talking about the responsibility. He doesn't really take responsibility. There were lies told by other people telling lies. Why do those other people tell the lies? I don't know why they tell those lies. They're being very, very naughty. It's very naughty to lie about Cuomo and the nursing homes and everything else. I love nursing homes. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the best. Play 11.
I'm not going to let New Yorkers be lied to. I'm not going to let you hurt New Yorkers by lying about what happened surrounding the death of a loved one. I see that as my job, and I'm going to do it aggressively because you have no right to lie, and you have no right to hurt people. I don't care if it's your politics. You can't lie and cause pain to people who are innocent bystanders to all of this. So I'm going to take on the lies and the unscrupulous actors, especially when they cause pain and damage to New Yorkers. I should have done it before, and I should have done it more aggressively.
What a talented sociopath this guy is. You see, he caused excess death from COVID in New York with his own bullying, and there needs to be a full investigation of why. Why was he in such a rush to get people back into nursing homes from the hospitals? What was that all about? Hospitals, how many times, can I just take a step back for a moment? This is, I know, a little bit of a digression. How many hospital systems were actually overwhelmed by COVID? How many times did you hear hospitals are about to be overwhelmed? Hospitals are about to be overwhelmed. How many hospital systems in the United States were overwhelmed by COVID, where people who had COVID-19 were unable to get care? Unless I'm missing something, the answer is zero. 0 times that actually happened. How many times did you read that story? Oh my gosh, the hospitals are about to be overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, we got to listen to Fauci. Fauci will save us. I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of stories. Okay. So just want to establish that. Yet another area. Why is there no accountability? They had test and trace requirements for reopen in place in places like New York and New Jersey. I mean, that's where I'm most familiar with the rules and laws last spring. Did test and trace work? Remember Nancy Pelosi? Test and trace. How many times did she talk about that? Test and trace is a joke. Did nothing. Not even close to being functional at a national or even a state level. A joke. But Fauci and the rest of them are telling you, we've had good examples of test and trace in the past. Anyway, Cuomo is a sociopath, but like a true sociopath, after he hits someone in the face, then he turns around and says, I didn't hit you. I was defending you from the other person trying to hit you. So I'm the hero here. You should say thank you. I said, wait a second, but you hit me. What do you mean? No, it was not me. I'm defending you, defending New Yorkers from the other tyrant governor who made the terrible decisions that sent so many people to the deaths. All right. Well, people can believe that if they want. So much of this is there's a lack of humility on the left in general, but also a lack of humility before God. I'm just going to say it. People who are leftists, who are collectivists, who are climate change extremists, all this kind of stuff, they just avoid the recognition that we are all going to die. And so it's really just, what do you do here? How do you contribute? How are you decent and helpful and worthwhile to your fellow human beings with whatever time you have? You're not creating a utopia with the government. You're not creating the perfect society here by inflicting the MSNBC comment section on all of us every day. That's actually not how it works. Broader philosophical issues here that we'll have to delve into another time. You never thought COVID-19 could cost you your home, right? Well, it just might, because cybercrime is up 75%. And by far the most serious cybercrime to worry about is home title theft. That's right, cybercriminals, foreign and domestic, are now after our homes, and it's a lot easier than you'd think. The title documents to our homes are online now. The thief finds your home's title and forges your signature on a quitclaim deed stating you sold your home to him. Then he takes out loans on your home and leaves you in debt. You won't know until late payment or eviction notices arrive. Insurance doesn't cover you, and neither do common identity theft programs. That's why I protect my home with Home Title Lock. The instant Home Title Lock detects someone tampering with my home's title, they will help shut it down. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim, then use code RADIO to receive 30 free days of protection. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com. Again, HomeTitleLock.com.
Hey Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.